Hi everyone, welcome back to the Simply Trade News Roundup. My name's Annik. I'll be your host today. As always, you should know me by now, and if you don't, here I am. You're gonna hear the rest of the 20 minutes with me and my special guest. So today I want to introduce a very, very special guest whom I've been meaning to have on the podcast, really. I feel like we've been going back and forth for a little bit. And now he is finally on, and no other than Pete Mento, a leading expert in global trade compliance. I mean, you can see him all over LinkedIn, which I truly enjoy his LinkedIn posts. If you have not seen him, then you should definitely look him up and give him a follow or connect because it's so worth your time. So Peter has a broad background spanning global logistics, international trade law, and economic policy. He is widely recognized. Again, he has been speaking at ICPA. He currently is with Baker Tilly as a consultant. And yeah, he also does, I'm not, you can correct me, webinars on LinkedIn or is it Teams, I think, where he discusses some of the trade topics that are currently going on in the industry. With no further ado, welcome, Peter Mento. Thank you so much for being on the Simply Trade podcast.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
No, I appreciate it. And then I am very excited to talk about the topic. There's a special article that I reached out to you for, and it says US Customs will use AI to detect tariff cheats, which I thought it was pretty interesting because I mean tariff cheats have been going on for years probably, but now we're in a certain period of time where tariffs are fluctuating, let's just say, and they're being added on, they're being dropped. So there's a lot of going on in the trade industry that people have to follow suit with. So let's just start with that. What are your ideas with the current situation in trade?
Yeah, I know you had Amy Morgan on. She's an old friend. We've known each other for a very long time. And AI to me is this double-edged sword where I'm seeing so many startups, so many established companies that are building these AI engines, AI solutions, and some of them are really incredible. Some of them not so much. But the idea that we're able to take this industry that we're in that is so much about data and turn it into usable information that allows for a trade professional to actually action on the information. I had a long career in global freight forwarding. Many of the reports that we gave to clients, I'd be shocked if they opened them. And then once they did open them, they didn't do much with them. But the Freakonomics attitude of give anyone enough information, they'll find something useful out of it. We're getting to that point now, and it's becoming an actionable technology. Not to be outdone, of course, the folks in federal law enforcement see this as another way that they can get engaged. And they, unlike the trade community, are taking action on that data. They're using this information to identify anomalies in trade, whether it's something that's always happened the same way and now suddenly it's different, or there's a fact pattern that appears to be consistent with folks that are committing fraud. They're finding that, creating algorithms to use it, and then taking that data and enforcing with it. So as trade professionals, whether we like AI or not, whether we believe in its future or it terrifies us, which it does for many people, we have to understand that we're in a whole new tier, a whole new focus of enforcement that we're a couple steps behind. So being compliant now is more important than ever because the standard with which they're using for enforcement is so fast, so accurate, that it's going to be easy to find your screw ups, let alone attempts to try to commit fraud. And the last thing I'll say about that, I would say, so first of all, I don't normally look like Santa Claus, okay? This beard is I started growing it the day that I was on the phone with a number of very large importers, very large, multi-billion-dollar importers. And I said, I really feel for you guys, it's so horrible. And they said, Pete, you don't import anything. You're an advisor. You don't know the pain we're going through. And I said, all right, well, I'll humiliate myself. I won't trim my beard until some sort of resolution comes to these tariffs. And that was 6 months ago. And it's one of the dumbest things I've ever agreed to do. I cannot wait to trim this stupid thing off my face. But sorry, go ahead.
You're the spitting image of what tariffs are currently, because I mean that's you.
Yeah.
You're the image of tariffs right now because your image is going to change once tariffs change. So that's it.
Let's hope so. Yeah. You don't realize just how old you are until you let your beard grow, and how gray and tired you are until you let your beard grow. But I had a point here. So for a few months, I was on the phone practically every day having an importer or a foreign exporter ask me if this particular type of fraud was okay. If I do this to my value, if I go DDP and I let my supplier manipulate value, what if I change this classification? What if I do this? What if I ship it from China to Vietnam, remarket and send it to America? Just over and over again. No, this is illegal. This is not going to work out in your favor. And not only that, you're going to get caught. People look at customs like it's Barney Fife, in the 1950s TV show. They're not going to catch you. They're going to catch you. The most amazing targeting system now. They have people that are deeply motivated to find ways to try to fix what's going on with trade. The world now has gone from classic enforcement, which was most of my career. I mean, 1993 or probably 6 months ago, was just trying to stay out of trouble, to we're a revenue service again. We're not a group of people who are so concerned about data as we are about what could end up being $1 trillion in tariffs if all these tariffs end up being implemented the way they're talking. So you've got to stay not just alert to screw ups, but to the people that you're buying from and the people that you're working with, from letting you agree to do something that could take away your freedom. People they already are. They're going to prison for making these bad decisions. As a broker, as a trade professional, you have to be the person who stands up and says, not on my watch. It takes a degree of bravery that, let's be honest, you've talked to a lot of people in our industry, not the most outgoing folks. Okay. We tend to be in the background. I would go so far as to say we're introverts. To be able to stand up and say,